And now, your first Alert 5 weather.
You probably have another week or two before the fall colors really start to pop and peak across Colorado, but this is what it looked like near Creed over the weekend. And further into western Colorado, that's where you're likely to see a slightly earlier peak in our fall colors because of lingering drought. But here east of the Continental Divide is where we'll likely see a normal season with less drought conditions. Hope Pass is near Twin Lakes, and Jeff captured the fresh snow this weekend, along with some yellow down in the valley there. But as far as those peak fall colors go, remember, the further north and the higher up in elevation you are, that's where you'll see an earlier peak. In the mountain valleys and further south, that's where you'll see a later peak. But anytime within the next 2 to 3 weeks is where we'll see the beauty of Colorado in fall. Today, it definitely still felt like summer weather, at least in the afternoon, but this morning was actually pretty chilly. 45 was our morning low, typical is 49. 79 was our high, typically we're at 78. In Pueblo, it was also chilly this morning at 47, then we rose to 87. We've got one more week left of summer, and we're still going to feel warm for at least another couple of days. Our temperatures tonight will fall to the 40s and 50s for most of us, some upper 30s in our mountain valleys. Then on Tuesday, another nice day with seasonable temperatures in the 70s and 80s for most of us, a couple low 90s along the Arkansas River, and a couple of upper 60s in our mountains. But changes are coming Tuesday afternoon. Cold fronts arriving from the north, some extra moisture and energy is coming in from the jet stream from the west, and that will combine to create showers and thunderstorms in the afternoon. So Tuesday's rain activity should be very typical storms with heavy rain, maybe some small hail in the plains, and lightning, of course. So if you're hearing rumbles of thunder, it's time to head inside. And after that cold front passes by, we could still see some late night rain and maybe even an overnight thunderstorm. On Wednesday, we're going to start to cool down. Highs will fall about 10 degrees. We'll be about 10 degrees below average in the 60s and 70s. And then once again in the afternoon, lingering moisture will lead to more showers and storms scattered across our area. So we'll have this nice midweek cool down. Highs on Wednesday will fall to those 60s, 70s for most of us. Thursday is also going to be pretty cool to a high of 67. After that, though, we'll return back to seasonable upper 70s to low 80s for the weekend. In Pueblo, mid 80s tomorrow, down to mid 70s on Wednesday. Chance of thunderstorms each afternoon. We'll stay nice and cool, but we'll start to dry out Thursday. And then the 80s are going to return starting Friday. Friday is also the first evening of the Chili and Frijoles Festival. I feel like the Chili Fest is actually when I start thinking that fall has begun. It's kind of that typical turn of the seasons. It's going to be nice this weekend, still hanging on to that warmth. In Canyon City, low 80s tomorrow, then low 70s Wednesday and upper 60s Friday, before we rebound to the low 80s for a lovely weekend. And for Woodland Park, we'll see that chance of showers and storms the next 2 days, and then it'll be pretty chilly at night as well, with mid 30s by the middle of the week. But then over the weekend, we warm back up, low 70s.